Hey, what's up? It's Jeff. I really liked making that last video where I showed all the stuff that I got at the Gallatin Comic-Con. I looked it up later and it was as simple as Gallatin Comic-Con. I couldn't think of the name of it, but anyway, I enjoyed making that and thought I would start another video kind of showing some more stuff that I got pretty recently. These are all reprints of Chamber of Chills, and these things are amazing and they're super inspiring. I love the artwork in these, particularly this artist. I can't remember his name. And the thing is, it's like none of the names of the artists are even credited in here. There's, like, normally in comics, at the beginning of the story, they'll have a little thing that tells, you know, who drew and wrote it and whatnot, and none of these have that, and there's no sort of, I can't find anything where it actually, like, has any kind of credits. But I'm sure this is stuff we can all find online really easily, but I just haven't looked that far into it. But anyway, these are new things that I got. There's actually 5 volumes. I got all 5 of them, and I feel really lucky to have found all of these because these came out, I want to say it was like 2014. I forgot. Oh yeah, maybe on the back here. Well, anyway, I think it was like 2014 when these were first published. And they also did reprints of all these too, the Witch's Tale, Tomb of Terror, and Black Cat Mystery. And now I'm kind of trying to fight the urge to try to find all these too. What's the name of that toy company? Having a complete... Oh, Super 7. Super 7 made action figures based on some of the artwork in some of these books, particularly this one. There's an action figure of this guy whose like face is rotting away. And yeah, I think they made a figure of this lady. This has become very popular too. This was, I feel like, was it Danzig that used this artwork on like a t-shirt or something? But I actually have an individual issue reprint of this issue that I bought probably around the same time this was published. So when I saw this stuff at the comic book store, if it caught my eye, I would pick it up because I thought it looked really cool. But for some reason, I think I even maybe at some point saw some of these at like The Great Escape or something, and I just kind of was like, well, this is good enough. And but recently I've been really getting into this stuff, so I just kind of took the plunge and I googled Chamber of Chills and went down a few rabbit holes. But I found this website called Abe Books, ABE Books, and found all 5 of these on that website, and they were all really cheap. Like, I think the most I paid for any one of these was $20, and like I think one of these was only cost like $8. Like I think I only paid $8. Yeah, look, $7.98. That was actually the price I paid for it. So yeah, I got a great price on all 5 of these, so I'm really glad I found them. We'll see if we can find other ones, but I thought I would kind of flip through here and show you kind of the stuff that really gets me excited and gets me inspired to make artwork for myself. But let's look at the individual issue that I bought back in like 2013 or 14. Let's see if it's 2012. Okay, so this is older than I thought. I'm older than I thought. And this was, so this, I don't know if this was actually a one-for-one reprint of this issue, because it says down here, this is a reprint of Weird Terror #1. That's not what, and I have looked through this and I don't remember seeing this artwork, so second spine tooling issue. Oh, I wish I bought all these. But yeah, I love the artwork in these, and I love how they, you know, they actually like scanned the actual comics, and then I think you can tell that they did some like photoshopping to kind of clean it up a little bit. Like the paper, all the white parts are like super white, you know. It doesn't have that kind of like browned, aged look that paper would have after being this old, but I think it looks great. I love the look of these books. This is like a look that I feel like a lot of artists today try to emulate, including myself. But I love stuff like this. Like this kind of stuff gets me like super inspired to like make my own kind of artwork that looks like this. I love the coloring and the composition of everything with like that tombstone up really close to the camera, and then this guy's almost like silhouetted by this giant moon that's putting a giant spotlight on him. I love like, yeah, the composition of these looks so good, and I love the color choices are really cool. So this is why I've been really getting into this stuff lately, is because I want to make some of my own artwork that looks kind of similar to this. And I've already tried that. I did a drawing of Frankenstein recently, and I made a print of it. But so far I've only sold 2 of those prints, but that's okay. I'm very proud of that piece, and I was very excited about it when I made it. So maybe someday at a convention, people will see it and be like, "Oh, I get that." Maybe they'll be into it. But regardless, I'm into it, so I'm gonna keep going. Check these out. See, I love this color where it's like, it's just blue and white, and then you got this like, so you got these cool colors down here, and it's surrounded by all these other warm colors, and he kind of like pops out of the panel really well. And that's sort of, I wish I had that print near me so I could show you, but this is sort of a coloring technique that I emulated in that print that I did of Frankenstein. Anyway, yeah, like this stuff. So I used to see these books at the comic book store over the past like decade or so, and never popped on them. Like I would pick them up and flip through them, but I never bought them, and I feel like, oh man, I kind of missed out. But yeah, they did these different editions that are different specific artists. I'm wondering if maybe Bob Powell is the guy that I was trying to think of who did the artwork in that other book, but maybe I won't. I'll try not to like dwell on this too long, but I just wanted to kind of flip through here and show you some of the cool artwork in this. I really like the colors are so rich and vibrant. I just love that look. And see, I love stuff like this where it's like, this guy's just solid yellow. And it looks fine, like it looks right, you know? Oh, I love this. Like, I love stuff like this. See? Totally gonna rip this stuff off. Here's the old 50s ads. This is another cool thing about this book is for the covers, they use actual kind of like cover stock glossy paper, and the rest of it is all like this uncoated paper. And gives you like the sense that these are like almost like how the comics really felt when they were brand new back in the 50s, you know? I have another book that has this story reprinted in it, and I've always been a big fan of this panel. I think that little ghoul looks really cool, and I like the color choice. I've actually put that on like I don't know if I put it on a Pinterest board, but I took a picture of it and kept it on my phone for a long time as like inspiration for drawing. Look at this guy. This reminds me of the Crypt Keeper. Oh yeah. I love green and purple together. They're, it looks really good. Wow, this is real cool. I like it's real trippy looking, and I love that panel. Oh, that's cool. Oh. Yeah, I've really been spending a lot of time with these books in the last couple weeks. Every time one would come in the mail, I would get really excited. It felt like when you were a kid and you would order stuff from a cereal box and you had to send in the proof of purchase, and it would take like 6 to 8 weeks to get to you. So when it finally showed up, you're like, oh my God, it's here. That's how I felt when I was getting these books, because, you know, I didn't get them from Amazon. So it took like a couple weeks to get each one after I ordered them. And so every time one came in, I got like really pumped about it, you know. I feel like this one had some cool stuff in it, but I just really love this artwork on the cover of this hand busting out of the ground. And once again, I love these bright, vibrant colors of older comics. I'm trying to think. Oh, here we go. Look at this guy. See all these like super bright colors? You got like your red and yellow and green, and I guess that's like a dark blue there. Oh, here's a purple. I mean, obviously, I'm just pointing out colors like a child, but it's that's what I love about it. It's so just these the most like flat, vibrant colors, and it looks so good. So that's what I've been kind of going for. All right, enough about this. Let's see what else we got here. I brought a bunch of stuff over here because I knew I was talking about reprints. And so lately I've been buying a lot of reprints, and I thought I would show some of that stuff off. So earlier this year, I went to the comic book store and I found this Fantastic Four #1 facsimile, which it's just a 1-to-1 reprint of the original first issue of the Fantastic Four. I feel like I have several different copies of this comic, but this one's really nice. It's here, I'll take it out of the bag. It's printed on really nice quality, like glossy paper, you know, and even the interior pages are nice and glossy. And I like this, but I kind of prefer the look of the, you know, where they just scanned the comics in and then reprinted them that way. But I'm not complaining about this. This looks great. But anyway, it's even got the original ads, and so I found this and I picked it up. I was like, oh, that's a nice copy of that, so I'll get one of those. And then like a few weeks later, I went back to the comic book store, as I normally do on Wednesdays. And when I got, I can't find it. Oh, I found this. They had a reprint of #2, but they only had it in this like weird, like shiny cover edition. I forget what this is called, like a chrome cover, I guess. Anyway, I don't love this treatment to this cover. I'm gonna see if I can find one that doesn't have the shiny stuff, but because I want it to look as much like the original comic as possible. But this is still not terrible. And then, but I also thought like, oh, that's weird. They did a reprint of issue 2. I can see why they would do issue 1, but what is the significance of issue 2? Is it because it's the first appearance of the Skrulls, maybe? And so a few weeks later, I go back, and then there's, you know, #3 and #4. Let's see, here's 3 and 4. And I was like, oh, well, I guess, are they doing the whole series? And then I looked it up, and they're actually doing the first 12 issues. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get all 12 of these. And then one day I went in the comic store, and they had these. It was like right before the new movie was coming out. And so I can see why they would reprint these, because this is what was in the movie. But these are awesome issues, and I was like, sold. Bought both of those because the goes great with this rest of this facsimile collection, but also I just love all this Jack Kirby artwork. It's another big inspiration for these prints that I've been doing, because let me show you an example. It's basically like the composition that I used on that Frankenstein print is based on the first page of like most Jack Kirby comics, or every Jack Kirby comic really. Like the first page is always this big splash page with the title of the story at the top and maybe like a few like word bubbles, and then you got the credits down here and some big kind of like dramatic shot of whatever's happening, right? And I wanted to emulate this look. I really should have prepared. I didn't know I was going to be talking about this print. I would have brought one over. But anyway, and the way that Stan Lee would write these things, like illustrated in the magnificent mode of Jack Kirby. So I tried to emulate that with mine, where I wrote something equally as silly about, wonderfully illustrated by Jeff Wilson or whatever. But yeah, this is the look I've been going for. So I think the thing that I look for in comics is like inspiration. When I'm looking at stuff, if I see something that just like inspires me or like I think looks cool, I'll pick it up, And I love Jack Kirby, and these two issues in particular have some really, really fun artwork in it. So yeah, like look at this crazy space station. Like makes no sense at all, but it looks so cool. And I love his like wacky space backgrounds with the Kirby crackle and the bright colors. This stuff is the best. It would be cool to like recreate one of these t-shirts from the 60s. Probably wouldn't be very hard to do. Boys, men, my secret new Dynaflex method. Oh, it's Mike Marvel, the one and only. Okay, so that's the Fantastic Four crap I've been buying. But I brought a bunch of other reprints over here, just because I knew I'd be talking about reprints. So just do a quick rundown. I got this Hulk #1 reprint facsimile. Uncanny X-Men 135 Dark Phoenix Saga. I got this Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine. Recently I was thinking, like, I'm not a big like key collector or anything, but I was thinking, I'm old enough now that I make enough money that I could probably spend a couple bucks on like a good comic book, like one maybe that I've always wanted. So I start looking around on eBay, and it just kind of struck me that like I don't really need the originals. Like I'm very satisfied having these reprints. This is great, and I just kind of like talked myself out of just throwing money away on something that, like, look, I've already got. I don't need to buy Amazing Fantasy 15 because I have a really great copy of it right here that I paid like $4 for. So, some of the ones I've been picking up lately. The funny thing is, the only comic that came to mind when I thought, like, okay, if I could, what's like one comic I wanted as a kid, but it was kind of like out of my price range, and I could never find it. And the first comic that came to mind was New Mutants 87, which is the first appearance of Cable. And I was like, well, maybe I'll buy a New Mutants 87. That one's probably not too expensive, right? And I start looking at it on eBay, and I'm like, what am I doing? I have this book. I already have it. I have a second printing of that book that has like a gold background instead of a red background. And I was like, so I'm gonna pay like $100 for a copy of this that has a red background. That's the only difference. So once again, talk myself out of it. Anyway, been picking up all of those, and DC's been getting in on the game with their facsimiles, and these are really great. In fact, I kind of like the method of printing that they did on these better than the ones that Marvel's been doing, because I feel like these are kind of more along the lines of how they looked when they were originally printed, you know, because it's printed on this newsprint, but it feels like, you know, good quality newsprint. It's not like super thin or anything, but so it's a good quality book, you know. It's got the cover stock paper, and it actually looks like an old comic book, just like if you went back in time and bought this brand new off the newsstand, you know. So I really, really love the way that they've been doing these. These look really great. But I'm not as big of a DC guy. I do like Batman. I'm a Batman guy for sure, but I don't get as excited about these, but I do love them though. Like, these Batman books are really awesome, and then I got a couple of, I'll end on this. I feel like I really, maybe this video wasn't as good of an idea. Here we go. Last two things I'll show you. I got this recently. They've been doing these like really big ones. I don't know if this was the original size of these issues when they were released, or if they just made them bigger because it's a special edition. I don't know. But I picked both of these up recently. And this is just a reprint of Superman #1 and a reprint of Batman #1, but they're also done in that same way with the newsprint, and it just looks really good, nice and clean. It smells good. It smells like a newsprint comic. Something kind of forget about sometimes is like how good comics smell. I really would like to make something myself and have it printed on paper like this. Just do like a little newsprint book with some random artwork, and I don't know, maybe once I get all my monster illustrations done that are done in the old style, I can get some books printed that have all of them in it, and then I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. I'm just brainstorming. I just came up with that idea right now. So, but this is cool. I love this opening page here. It looks really cool. By Bob Kane, maybe. Or Bill Finger. I don't know. Have you seen that documentary? It's really good. This stuff looks great. I'm really into the way these books look. How cool is that? I love like the hand-drawn typography. I love it. More hand-drawn stuff. All about it. Anyway, that's it. Oh, look. Say goodbye with Batman and Robin. Well, that's it. I'll talk to you later.